Hi, good morning everybody. My name is Patricia Ryall and I'm an executive coach and trainer based here in Cork in Ireland. This morning I'm going to keep you for a few minutes because I'm going to give you some background about myself, and I'm also going to talk about the contribution that I made to the recent Irish Executives Network publication, Irish Executives Best Practice. I initially trained as a coach in 2001 in the States. Previous to that, I worked in public relations in large organisations, and before that I was in education. In 2007 then, I actually went back to education myself and I did an advanced coaching diploma in executive coaching with UCD Smurfit Business School in Dublin in Ireland. To date, I specialise in intercultural coaching and training. I coach for executive leadership and change management, and I primarily actually also work with executives, but I also work with personal clients around life changes, so doing some personal coaching there. If you want to find out more about my coaching approach, log on to www.ducascoaching.com. So now, as I said, I'm just going to talk a little about managing and leveraging cultural diversity, and that's the chapter that I put together for the Irish Executives Network publication. So diversity, it's something that most populations around the world are really familiar with, but in Ireland we had a relatively homogenous population till about 1995, and then the Celtic Tiger started booming and we had a need to take in a large amount of people from overseas, and actually between 1995 and 2005 our population, the population born outside of the country, more than doubled in the population, the amount of people. So now we have a very diverse population with lots of people from all over, but particularly from Europe. And of course, we all know now that the Celtic Tiger stopped booming, but we have our diverse population still. So many people think this is both challenging and probably exciting as well. I believe it's got great opportunities, provided we manage our diversity well. So an organisation cannot manage by simply ignoring this. What a good organisation needs to do is create an environment that is open, flexible and tolerant of diversity, that encourages it, so that you not only manage it, but you can actually leverage it for greater innovation, leadership and creativity within the organisation. How do you do this? Well, putting in a good training program is the first step. Now, a good training program underpinned by a strong coaching approach is the way to go, really. Good training programs nowadays are pretty much all based on the work of interculturalist Gert Hofstede. He's the man that really started looking at this area around the 1960s when he was working with IBM. So let's assume the training program is in place, that many people have learned the traits and ideas from people around the world. They're very familiar now and knowledgeable about what different populations are like. However, it's really important to go to the fundamentals of good communication. And this really is where coaching comes into its own, because you're no longer passively learning traits. You're now very involved in your own learning. So coaching right across the organisation, either one-on-one or through team coaching, people start to learn what their interpersonal skills are like, whether they need to improve in some aspects of those skills, whether they listen well, whether they have some cultural biases they're not familiar with, they weren't aware of. And really by doing this right around the organisation, people learn to trust other people more, they get to know them more fundamentally. Good trust creates good relationships and it becomes a great organisation to work in. And of course, great organisations attract great people, and you also keep great people because people enjoy working in an organisation that is tolerant and that wants to hear your point of view and get your insight. So, and of course also it's very good practically speaking, because for marketing purposes, sales, trips overseas, etc., it's really useful to have very good strong cultural insight and to have a good coaching background to this. So why did I get involved in the Irish Executives Network? It's not that long ago. I just logged on to their LinkedIn group one day and came across a really great group of people who are striving to create great things into the future here in Ireland and abroad. I'm working on my own primarily, so I really enjoy networking with other people. And of course, it allows me to contribute as well. It offered me a great opportunity by allowing me to put together a chapter as part of the publication. It stretched me professionally and personally, which is all really good. And I really enjoy working with the people that's going to come across. And of course, I'll meet them again now this coming week when the conference goes ahead on the 26th and 27th of Galway here in Ireland. So I hope you enjoyed listening to a little bit about managing and leveraging cultural diversity this morning. Many thanks for listening.